Okay, so tools for coaches, branded, smarter eating plan. What's it about? So the problem is what we've just been discussing, Joe, is that people, when they go to a gym or they go to a coach or whatever, sort of want to be told, they sort of almost expect to have some sort of nutrition advice. And coaches and PTs, people who specialize in training, are not always the experts in nutrition as well. I mean, my expertise is nutrition, and I know about training, but I'm not specific strength and conditioning person. I wouldn't know about that sort of stuff, but I still get asked about that. So it's the opposite way in terms of people who are specialist trainers, and then they get asked about nutrition. So, and most people I spoke to who actually have come onto the program and have got the plans off me, they don't like writing diet plans. And even nutrition people don't like writing out loads and loads of diet plans, because it can become very boring and very long, drawn out process. And then the people don't follow them, which is even more annoying. But they're worried that if they don't provide these things, then potentially they're going to go down the road to Mr. Joe Bloggs, who's got whatever cookie cutter plan that's going to give them and guarantee them weight loss or whatever, and they're going to lose that business, and that person potentially won't get the help they really, really need. So the choices, as I see it, are you either sit down for hours writing out a diet plan, which a lot of people won't follow, because, you know, we know working with people, sometimes it's hard to get them to follow plans, especially if there's a little bit of thinking required in them. You can give them the cookie cutter template, which is what I would say the majority of people do at the moment. What I've seen is that, oh, here's a standard eating plan, just follow that, which works great if you are a person who fits that demographic for that particular diet plan. Anyone outside tends to struggle, and this is like the Slimming World, you know, cookie cutter thing, which you know everyone gets. Or you could outsource to a nutritionist to do the diet plans for you, which would then require a lot of money investment, which would then have to be recharged back to the client, and that can turn into a lot of money. And a lot of people haven't got the money to pay for, especially now. So what's the solution? So what I offer is a fully flexible, fully tailored, branded diet plan. So it's branded to all your stuff, all your logos, your colors. In a sense, it will look like it's exactly come from you. This will be at a very low cost, which I'll go into later. It takes up none of your time because we do all the hard work for you, and it enhances your business offering over your competitors, because what I'm going to show you is that this diet plan is tailored exactly to your clients' calories, and we also give them exact macro splits. And this is tailored to if they want fat loss, muscle building, a little bit of both. If they even want a calorie surplus to build more muscle, if they want a bulking up plan, we can do that as well. And it all comes down to, you know, the program, which I'm going to explain in a minute. And this will help them obviously get results faster, and then hopefully stay with you longer, get better results, and then they get loads of testimonials, and everyone comes in and does all your stuff. So it's a win-win situation. So the macro and calorie guides that the customers get are fully tailored to the gram for that person. So the way it works is, and I'll show you actually a real plan in a bit so you can see how this thing works, is that there's a list of over 100 common foods. They're all split into different columns: protein, carbs, fats columns. And those values are exactly for that person. So although everyone gets the same list, the values will be different. So I might get 129 grams of protein, you might get 130, someone else might get 145. The key thing here is if they stuck to those values, they would be on target for whatever result they wanted. And it's exactly calculated for them, which is not what the majority of plans do. Or if you do go for that sort of thing, you have to pay someone a lot of money to do it. It's flexible, it can adapt to their lifestyle. So if they want to eat big meals in the evening, if they want big meals in the day, if they want a small lunch, whatever, it can be adapted to that. So it's fully flexible. So you don't have to write out different plans every other week when their schedule changes. It can be adapted for them. So they get one plan, suits them for the whole, I would say probably about 12 weeks or whatever rotation you want to do on your plans, it would suit them for that. It gives them adequate protein for muscle building. So I've factored that in so that there is a minimum protein requirement that will optimize muscle building. And obviously it's branded to your colors. So it will look like it's come from your product, which makes your business look more professional. Now, where did this come from? I built a program called Target Lean about 6 years ago. I then wrote the book, which is, so this was you see what it says there? It says not for resale. That's the first copy ever released of Target Lean. So I keep it on my desk. And the program, the Target Lean program, was designed for people who didn't have any clue whatsoever about nutrition. Complete newbies, didn't even know what a macro was, some of them. And they had to be shown how to eat properly to lose weight. And, you know, and it was a difficult thing because they'd all been on Slimming World, all been on keto, all been on these different things. And they were sick of following diet plans. So I had to design something which was completely flexible. They could adapt to their lifestyle and they could just pick up and go straight away. They didn't have to start getting a calculator out or anything else. They just picked it up, oh, there's the foods I need to eat. And that's what I'm going to do. And they did that for 6 weeks. And it was so effective. It's about 85% effective rate, which, as if you're working with clients, you'll know that sometimes it's very difficult to get people to stick to stuff. And I've used it for 6 years on Target Lean. I don't do Target Lean anymore. Although I do use the same system in my one-to-one and also my group programming. So it's not something that I've gone, oh, that used to work years ago. It doesn't really work now. What I'll do is I'll pop it up and sell it to everyone else and say, this is the secret thing that got me my results. It's something I still use and I will still use for the years to come because it is so effective. What I'm looking to do is to bring it on board for a small number of people so that they can also benefit with their clients. Okay, so how does it work? When it's all set up, the client goes to a type form, which is on a website. You can actually embed it into your website if you want to, but you give them a link. They go to a type form, which is branded up to their colors, maybe have a picture of you on it, your logo, whatever. And it says, hi, thanks for choosing my business. Please fill in this form so I can get some details about you. They fill in the form. That form goes to me and to you. The reason it goes to you is that you've got all the details. And I asked them a few other questions like, what do you see your biggest obstacle to being, that sort of thing, so that you've got a little bit more background information on that customer. Then I use the information for that form and I calculate the macros and calories and all the specifics. I tweak it for their protein intake, for if they're looking to build muscle, lose fat, whatever. I tweak all those variables for it. And I've developed a program with, I suppose, 1 million calculations in it, which actually then gives me the diet plan for that person. And then what I do, I have an assistant that helps me doing all this, and they prepare it into a nice looking PDF, which you can then give to your clients. So the PDF comes to a shared folder, which is in a Google Drive. You have access to that folder. All you do is pick it up, email it or print it off and give it to your customer, and they're none the wiser where it's come from. They think it's come from you. I'm fully fine if you want to do that and say, you know, this is something for me. What a lot of my clients are doing is saying, I've got a professional nutritionist who does these plans for me. I outsource my nutrition, so it's done. And that gives it a bit more of a professional thing where I have brought a professional in to do this, and this is going to be awesome. So there's that avenue as well. But I don't care which one you want to go for. You know, I will claim anonymity if you want me to. As long as your clients are getting something which they use, that's all I care about. So it goes into the folder and then you give it to your clients, and that's it. That whole process takes about 2 to 3 days from the point of them filling in the form. Sometimes I have to come back to you and say, are these person's details correct? Like if they say they're 45 centimeters high or something, they should be 145 centimeters high, that sort of thing. I sometimes come back and say, can you just go and check these details just to check they're right? But generally it comes back in about 2 to 3 days. I've currently got 2 templates which you choose from. So the one on left here is called Minimalist, and the one on the right here is called Bold. This one is my one, the Lean Body Eating Plan, and this is a collection from other clients. You can choose from either one you want to. We will be producing more templates in the future, and if you do want to change over to a different template or have a different template for different programs, whatever, you can do that. There'll be a slight admin fee to set it up, but you can do that. You can have multiple templates if you want to. The book, which comes, is about 23 pages. You have obviously the diet plan. I'm going to show you a sample book in a minute. You have obviously the diet plan, the macros, and that sort of thing. The rest of it is a standard template. And what I say to people who come onto the program is, let's promote your business. So we put a little bit in there about you, your ethos, your principles, to introduce them to you if they don't know you that well. We also give you a promote page. So if there's other things you want to promote, like say if you're giving them a diet as a standalone product, and then saying, actually, you might get better results on my 6-week body transformation program using this diet. You can upsell that into the book as well. And what gym owners have done when they put this on is they've given this as their clients as like an onboarding thing, it's like a joining fee, that sort of thing. And when they give it to them, they list all the other stuff that they could potentially do in the gym. So it's another way of introducing the client to your business, the other things you offer, maybe give them discounts on supplements, whatever. But that page is in there as well. And also some stuff on social media. So you can say, like, follow us here, follow us there. Just introduce to the customer a bit more to your business and what you do. So the advantages to you, what it gives you, first of all, a professional branded nutrition plan. You know, this is something that, to my knowledge, no one else is offering for this price point. Because this program that I built was something that I built. I didn't get anyone else in to do it. I did it myself because I like spreadsheets, because I'm a geek. And then there's an additional source of revenue from selling it. So what some people do is they sell it as, say, I sell it myself on the website at £97, and that comes in as a standalone product which they can get. So say if someone says, can you just write me a diet plan? You go, yeah, absolutely. Fill in this form, give me 97 quid, and I'll give it you within 2 to 3 days. And you'll see the actual markup on that is massive. So you'll make a decent bit of money on that. But it means you can then say, here's a diet, go and do the diet, and then contact me if you want to do, you know, personal training or whatever else on top of that. You can even offer it as like an extra bolt on to your personal training service. If they say, I just want to be trained, how about this diet, and use it as a bolt on there. Zero effort. The only thing you have to do is point them to the type form they have to fill in, and then email them afterwards with the form. Nothing else from your end is needed. This is obviously after we've set it all up for you, because we do need some details from you. Now, the cost point is about £13 to £15 per client. Now, that sounds very low. It is low. I've kept it that way because I want this to be something that a lot of people can benefit from. When I write diet plans with people, normally it's 100 quid, that sort of thing. But the system I've got built means I can do this en masse and meet this price point very well. What it means is, if you are, sorry, go on.
No, sorry, it's just my dog.
Okay, sorry, Joe. Yes, so with this price point, what it means is, say if you were selling a standalone diet plan for £97, you're making 80 odd quid every time you're selling it. Even if you're selling at 47 quid for, say, like someone coming to your gym and you're saying, look, you've joined the gym, if you buy this diet plan within a week or so, within 2 weeks, we'll give you 50 quid off. So you're still making 30 odd quid on that. So there's a lot of money that you can be made from your end on this, and put a little bit of extra money in your pocket, a little bit of extra profit in your pocket. It will obviously enhance your business offering, a professional diet plan which you're giving to them, which, you know, other gyms won't be doing. You can integrate it with MyFitnessPal because it's got macros and calories on it. So if they want to, they can just use the macros and calories and follow that on MyFitnessPal. But the point here is it's tailored to them, and it's done by a professional nutritionist. Like I said before, it can tailor towards fat loss, muscle gain, whatever. It can do all those things. It's vegan and vegetarian friendly because all the food choices, if they're not vegan or vegetarian, so if they are vegan or vegetarian, all they have to do is just not pick the meat options because all the other ones are there. Completely flexible, can be adapted to a lifestyle, and it's also a way to bring new clients into your business. So if you've got like a high price point for your personal training or your coaching, it's a way to offer them a low entry product, like to try you out before they maybe go for the coaching. As I said, I alluded to the cost per item before. There's a £99 initial setup cost. This is to create your diet plan, to create your template, which we're going to work with. That takes time. I've got a graphic designer who does all that for you. I will need some details from it, which I'll come on to in a minute, but we need your logo, colors, all that sort of stuff. That guy will then take it, create your template, put all the personal details in, all the principles, coaching ethics, all that sort of stuff. And then what we will do is send it to you for you to have a look at. If you need it tweaked somewhere, we can do that as well. But the point is, we don't actually release it to clients or anything until you're happy with it and it's working the way you know, looks the way you want it to. So £99 for that. And I say you can have 5 diet plans with that. So that's all included in the product there. So you won't pay until you get to number 6, essentially, any extras. Once you've got to that point, once you've got 5 clients on board and they're all saying how awesome it is and other people are coming in, you can buy the diet plans in either bulks of 5 or 10. So like top ups, like topping up a mobile phone, if you do that sort of thing anymore, you can buy 10 or 5. And then as the clients come in, they just get ticked off the list. So it's very much a as you use it policy. So if you say you've got a group program coming in with like 30 people, you can top up here straight away in front of that, so that all they can all get their diets. If you just say 1 or 2 at a time, you just want to maybe top up 5 diets at a time, you can do that as well. So it's a bit flexible, a bit more flexible to what your business is doing. It means you haven't got a massive monthly outlay without anything happening, and you can sort of factor in when people come in, you can factor that cost of the diet plan into their plans. So the lead time once you buy is about 7 days to get your template, your book built, and the online form build is about 7 days as well. So 7 days total because they both run together. Once it's all set up and you're happy and you say, yeah, let's go, let's start it off, you start referring clients to the form so they can fill it in. It's then 2 to 3 days, normally working days, for once they fill it in, 2 to 3 days after that. So obviously if it's bank holiday, if it's like weekend, anything like that, they won't count. But we normally get it done before that, but we say 2 to 3 working days to account for people being on holiday, etc. So what you need to give us once you've signed up: branding, colors, and a hex code. Now, if you don't have those, if you've got a logo, we can pull the codes up, we can pull the colors off that if you want to. A profile picture of you, although if you're only Jim, you might not do that. And this is because we do put your profile picture in the type form, and also some places in the client book, so people know it's you, it relates to you. A bit about you, like your principles, your coaching ethics, whatever you want to put in. Social media links, obviously, logo. Some people put in a lead magnet. In mine, I've got my recipes, so people get recipes, get a recipe book every month, and also a main product image. So I have my hybrid coaching in mine. So people buy the diet plan, right at the end, and I'll show you this in a minute, it says, why don't you make more of what you've got and join my hybrid program? So it's a chance for them to sort of upgrade from that. Okay, that's the end of that bit. Any questions so far?
Not so far. It sounds really good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, it's been quite effective. It'd be easier for you to imagine it when I show you one of the actual books, so you can see how it goes. And what I've been obviously showing you is bits of different books from different people here. So I'm just going to stop this share, and I'll pull up one of my actual books that I use myself with my clients. Give me 2 secs. Okay, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to just drop the image a little bit because it's a bit too zoomed in. Okay, so the PDF comes on, actually, like I said, a PDF, and you can then print this off or email it to them or whatever they want to do. Some people like to print it off and stick it on their fridge. Some people like to keep it on their phone, whatever. You've got both options there. So there's obviously a title screen. This will be branded at, so for me, my logo, there's a little tagline I've got here, so you can put your own tagline in there. What you want to call your book, so mine's called the Lean Body Eating Plan. And then obviously the client's name will go into there. Just going to count this down. Okay, let's go down here. So this is the principles section. So this will be unique to you. So I have my 6 principles that I work with clients here. Some customers have put their picture here with what they are, what they do, their history, that sort of thing. This is completely up to you. You know, will you put whatever you want in here to introduce the client, the customer, to who you are. Then a little bit about these bits are templators. This will be pretty much similar text, and I'll tell you the bits that get adjusted. So this is the first part of the diet. So you have and this is the stuff that will get unique to each client here. So this will get dropped on for a different person. So what we have here, we have a protein column, a carb column, and a fat column. And you'll see here that all the values here are listed. So, and this is different for each person. So obviously a larger guy will get different values to a smaller woman, but they'll still get the same format. And then what you do is you get your protein food, 1 item from there, 1 item from the carb, 1 item from the fat, and that makes the meal. That goes into the meal, add a bit of veg, and that's their meal. And they can have 3 of those a day. You can adjust it, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So say, for example, this person wanted, say, chicken breast, they go there. So 2 to 3 grams of that, and they wanted some rice with it because they're a bro. So they go down to chicken and rice down there. There's also microwave rice, I think, somewhere in there. And then they want some avocado with it, so they go there. So they pick off from there, and it gives them the exact amount, which they can then just pull together and make a meal up. Now, I appreciate that some people don't always have chicken, rice, and avocado. They might want to make recipes up, so I'll show you how we get around that in a minute. So they can have 3 main meals, and they also get breakfast, and they also get some snacks. So I'll just zoom in a little bit so you can see here. Okay, so the breakfast, if you've ever been to the buffet at, say, like Beefeater or something, it says, oh, you can have 6 things off the menu. This is how it works. So you can pick up to 4 of these things a day, and allows people to have flexible breakfast. So most people have the same breakfast every morning, or the same 1 or 2 breakfasts every morning, but they can pick and choose from this if they want to. So let's say, for example, someone wants eggs on toast. So we go down the list here, and one item of the 4 is 152 grams of eggs. But here we see that 1 egg is 55 grams. So what that means is this is about 3 eggs, because it's 155 grams, 1 egg is 55, so it's 3 eggs makes up 1 item. So if they wanted to say have 6 eggs, that would be 2 items. Hopefully that follows at the moment. Then if we want to have some toast, they go to bread here. Right, 84 grams of bread they can have as 1 item, and 1 medium slice is 35 grams. So that's about 2 slices per 1 item. So if they only wanted eggs on toast, they could have 4 slices of toast and 6 eggs. And that would be their 4 items, because they've doubled up on here. Does that follow with everybody? Just say if it doesn't.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Yeah, yes. I think what this is the only point where some people do get unstuck, because they're looking at the maths here and the 1 or 2, 3 or 4 items. That's something that you might need to explain to people a bit. And obviously you've got whey protein, soy protein, all that sort of stuff if they want to have protein shakes and that. And they can have 4 of those items. And snack items, they can have 2 a day on the main plan. I'll show you how to do more in a minute. Now you'll notice that the way this is set up, it encourages people to take healthier snacks. Because if you look here, this guy can have 390 grams of apples for his snack. He's a fairly big guy, and 1 apple is 160 grams. So that's essentially like what, 2.5 apples he could have, or this is for 1 snack, or you could have a pack of Doritos crisps. So if you see there, it shows people what the healthier, more higher volume snacks are. They can have crisps if they want to, but they're not going to have as much food volume to eat or to choose from as they would have if they go for, say, fruit, for example. And there's even things down here like red wine. If it's a woman, they want some red wine in the evening, they can have that. All the common snacks are here. Obviously, there's not going to be every snack, but it's the common stuff that I found working with people in Target Lean, what they said they were having regularly. So this hopefully will cover most things. And so it does, just go back up. So it does show them that, say, fruit salads, for example, and yogurt are potentially healthier snacks to have and give them more satisfaction than, say, crisps. So it does push them towards potentially healthier choices. What you can also do, you can interchange, because breakfast items and snack items equal the same calories, because it's done on calories. So if they wanted to, they could have a fruit salad for breakfast. And if they wanted to, they could have a Huel snack for lunch, for example. So for a snack, for example. So they could swap and change things over if they wanted to. So it does give a lot of flexibility. And I'll show you how that works in a second. We come on to the different meals. A little bit on veg there. Most is free, as you'll know. But say, for example, if someone's a cabbage freak and they want to have loads of cabbage in a day, all these things here, just say, look, you don't want to have more than 300 grams of that, because that's potentially going to push the calories to a point which it might start to impact your calorie deficit. So there's just some advisories there, but I've never come across anybody who likes to eat more than 300 grams of broccoli. I mean, that's a lot of broccoli, isn't it? So, and this is how it's constructed. So breakfast 4 items, snack 1 item. And it says here, you've got little notes here, little eye things that will say same calories. So people get a sort of a bit of a guide and a learning process as they go through it. So if they want to just use MyFitnessPal, there's macros and calories. So obviously we start with calories, making sure we're hitting those for the day. So like I said, this guy's quite a big guy, so I've got a lot of calories. It breaks down the protein, carbs, and fats, and this will be different splits for different people depending on what they fill in on their form. And if we want to break it into further, we can go into how many calories in the breakfast and main meals and how many calories in your snacks. Now, obviously, as coaches, we want to make sure people are hitting their calories, because most people do want fat loss, hitting their calories. And then the next thing we want to be teaching is like, try and hit your protein, because that's important. Protein for muscle building and satiety, calories for hitting your targets of fat loss, whatever. So it is built that way to look down the list and the things that become less important. So for example, we don't want people obsessing about their macros for a snack. So you get this often, people go, oh, I've only got 15 grams of protein and 27 grams of carbs and 4 grams of fats in my snack. What can I have? And you go, well, just have 199 calories of something easy. So it does help you teach the people how to eat more sensibly and how not to get too stressed over it. There are macros per meals there if they want to follow those. So this is all, they can put this into MyFitnessPal if they want to, or eat this much, or chronometer, whatever they want to use. It's all there for them. And the thing here is this is unique to them. You've done the working out for them. All they have to do is just hit those totals, job done. A little bit more here. So this sort of advisory here says, remember, if you get caught out, you don't have your meals with you, just go into a shop and try and hit those calories for your meal. So pick something up off the shelves, get it. This is teaching flexible eating, smarter eating, not being stressed out because you haven't got your food for the day. So as they work through the book, they start to develop their skills and start to learn a bit more about what they're doing and how to understand food better. Some stuff on sauces. Obviously, there's a big thing about skinny sauces at the moment, but I don't know about you. I like to have like proper Heinz tomato sauce and proper mayonnaise and stuff like that. I'm not really a fan of skinny stuff. So if that is the case, and again, there's a bit of a learning point here. It shows them the difference in what they can have serving size from light mayonnaise and real mayonnaise. If they wanted to have, say, salad cream compared to barbecue sauce, because a lot of people, as you'll know, just go, oh yeah, there's my healthy chicken and broccoli and mayonnaise all over it. And then that has messed up their diet, you know? So this is just another way of, you know, helping them to understand the impact of what they're doing. Because a lot of people, when they look at this, go, wow, really, for mayonnaise? They just haven't clicked on it because they're not aware of that sort of thing. So they can have a certain amount of it, but not too much. Spices that are free. And then if people want to have like oat milk or almond milk, whatever else, they can use these swaps here to swap out from the breakfast list there. And I've also put in a thing that check the calories around about this so that they don't pick up, say, an almond milk with sugar in it, for example, which has got massive calories. Again, there's some information boxes here, so they're learning on the way. And then we get into how to adapt it to their lifestyle, because you'll always get people going, oh yeah, I can't eat lunch, I can't do this because my job, everything else. And that is so annoying when you're trying to write a diet plan for them, because one week could be, oh, I'm on that night shift, I'm on this, and then next week, oh, I'm on this, I'm on this. So they keep coming back to you for adjustments to your diet plan, just pulling your hair out. Not anymore, because they can just use the plan to adapt it. So a little bit of maths in that a main meal is the same calories as 4 snacks. Okay, and breakfast is the same calories as 4 snacks because it's 4 items. So that's something to really impress on them, because otherwise they might not get the next bit. So here's how they structure their day. They have breakfast, 3 main meals, and 2 snacks. That's the first structure. Or they can double up their main meals into a big evening meal. So say this works for takeaways, for example. So if they're going to have a takeaway in the evening, that's fine. Don't stress about logging the calories. Just double up your meals there. So you have your breakfast, your lunch, and you double up the rest of the meals to have a big evening meal. Okay, so this is people who don't want to track calories. This is how you advise them to do this. And then they can still have their snacks there. Or they can have a massive breakfast, a little bit of snack for lunch, and then a massive dinner. So people on their feet all day, maybe with sales or whatever, this might help them. And this is all the same calories, just the way the blocks are maneuvered differently. This is one I did for a headmaster. He was so busy during the day, didn't have time to eat. And so what we did is say, right, have your breakfast, snack all the way through, and then have a big evening meal. And you notice here that there's only 3, there's breakfast and 2 main meals, because one of the main meals has been broken down into 4 snack items to give him more snacks during the day. And this means he could snack all the way through the day on fruit, whatever else you want to do, have a big evening meal, and he was still within his calories. So again, we're talking about being a bit more creative with the food, adapting it to their lifestyle. So they shouldn't be able to come to you and say, I just can't follow the plan, it doesn't fit my lifestyle. One of these templates will fit, and that's how you work through with them. The other thing they can do is, if they got this haphazard lifestyle, is that some people like to print this off. So they can stick it on their fridge. And as they go through the day, if they have a snack, they cross it off. If they have some almonds or whatever for their nuts, they can cross off the fat item. If they have some carb item, if they have a protein drink, they can cross it off as they go through the day. And these are all the items that will make up the calories for the day. And they just cross them off as they go through. And then some people like to do that way. So they just like to pick and choose through the day and just have like protein on its own for some weird reason or whatever. they can just cross it off there, stick this on the fridge, cross it off, and they know that they've hit their calories for the day. So they don't even have to create meals. They can just cross the things off there. So it's completely flexible. Bit of advice on how to make things more interesting: spices, 0-calorie sauces, if you like that sort of stuff. Bit of education on the fact that, because you do still get people going, oh, you know, Pepsi Max and stuff like that is bad for you because of insulin and gets you fat. No, it doesn't. You can have that, it's no problem, 0 calories. And then at the end of the book, I put in some calorie banking techniques, which I discuss in my book. But I suppose you still do it with your clients, and it's in different ways. So I put this into the book so they can, because what will happen is people go, oh, I had too much on the weekend, or oh, I've got a birthday coming up and I've got a party, and what am I going to do because I'm going to overeat? You go, no problem. Go to the back of the book. There's a guide here. So they've got a party coming up, or they're going out on a sesh with the lads, or they've got a hen weekend. So what they do, because they know you're going to have more calories that weekend, we borrow a meal from one of the days in the week, so maybe Thursday, Friday, borrow a meal, don't eat it, and we bank it into the weekend, so they've got more calories there. Okay, now this won't be foolproof because they're probably not going to track their food on the weekend, but what we've done here is create more of a deficit in the week so that they can potentially lessen the deficit on the weekend, so they can manage the surplus on the weekend. So that's banking meals for the weekend if they know they've got a party coming up. If they're not hungry, obviously we don't want to encourage people to force feed because they need to hit because this is something that does come up a lot when they, oh, I haven't hit my meals, I haven't eaten all the food today, is that bad? No, you're just not hungry. So let's bank it for when you are hungry. So if they're not hungry one day, they bank it, and then 2 days later when their boss has a go at them, or their kids are going through the roof, or they have an argument with their partner, I nearly need some chocolate, no problem, I've got something in the bank I can withdraw, and then that will I'll still be on my plan. So it gives them that confidence that they can manage their nutrition themselves. But what happens if they haven't planned and they go overboard on the weekend? Well, there's an answer for that too. What we do, we've created an overdraft with our calories, so we need to repay that overdraft in the following week. So here's where the binge has happened on the weekend. No problem, let's just cut out one of your meals or snacks, we can do that as well. And we do that in the week to come. So normally I say do this on Monday or Tuesday, because they're more motivated to do that on Monday and Tuesday because they've still got the guilt in their head. So you say, right, just don't have one of your meals on Monday, or don't have one of your meals on Tuesday. Repay the debt that you've got here. And this gives them back that control, because you'll know that obviously when people go off on the weekend and they see their weight on the scales go up on the Monday, they're like, oh, what's the point? I might as well just eat everything now. And then they have self-sabotage massively. So this nips that right in the bud. It says, right, you weight on the scales is because of food volume. Don't worry about that. It'll come back down again if you do this plan. And 2 days later, the weight's dropped. They go, oh, great. You're such a great nutritionist. Wow, you're so magic. Excellent. And, you know, you've given them the advice, and they can use that advice, you know, later on. But obviously you say to them, look, why don't we bank some for next time? So you've got it in the bank just in case. Okay, that is, so that's the end of the techniques. Bit of promotion stuff. So I have in my book, the fact that they've bought something off me, they now will get recipes every month. I'll send them a free recipe book every single month. You can put whatever you want in here. Some gyms have used this to get 10% off. Some people have, oh, would you like to buy my recipe book? It's this as well. You know, would you like to have a consult call? That sort of thing. So whatever promotion you want to put in there, you can put in there. And then on my book, I have all my social media stuff, so I can improve my following. And if they haven't come on my hybrid program, I just have a little thing here. Why don't you improve your progress? Come and check out the hybrid program. And this is a sales page, which will tell them more about that. And yeah, that's the whole book. But obviously that'll be tailored to what you want. You know, we'll put your social media stuff in there, but you can have whatever you want here. Some people have before and afters of their clients saying, do you want results like this? You know, this diet is half of that. The coaching, the accountability, that's the other half. Give me a call. Let's have a chat about it. Because a lot of people just think they need a diet plan, and that's what they'll buy. I want a diet plan. Explain to them, actually, the diet plan is okay, but you need someone accountability. And at the end of the book, and they've got this book with them all the time, hopefully. So if they need a call, they can book in with you. And obviously, this is going to be tailored to your brand, so it'll be different colors, etc. That's the end of all the bits and bobs. Is there any questions? Anything you would like to know? Further questions?
Is it so? It's basically kind of like you getting them in a calorie deficit, but without technically tracking the calories.
Yeah, sneaky, innit?
Yeah, it's good. But yeah, that's what That's what people like, though, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is essentially people say, I don't have time to track.
Yeah,
I don't like apps. I don't like,
Yeah.
I just want to be told what to eat. And you go, oh, no problem.
yeah.
Here you are. Here's what to eat. You know, you'll always get people who go, oh, why haven't you got recipes? And why haven't you got this? And why haven't you got that? So if the recipes question comes up, you go, no problem. Okay, go on your website, find out what the ingredients are for the recipes, and then use your macro sheet. And all you have to do is find a recipe that fits or thereabouts hits these macros for your meal. Or you might have to adjust the recipe slightly, and you might have to give them some basic tuition on MyFitnessPal of how to do that. But there's always an answer for a question. You know, if someone says, oh, Tesco's weird, obscure food is not on your list. Okay, that's fine. Go down to it, see how many macros there are in it or calories there are in it. Is there more protein, more carbs, more fats? If it's more protein, as in as a percentage, it's a protein food. And what's the calories? You know, if that sort of thing. So there's always an answer for every question. And they shouldn't be able to present something to you, which is like you go, oh, well, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Because ultimately it's about balancing the calories, isn't it?
Yeah.
A couple of pages along, there was the check sheet that you were mentioning. Can you just jump to that again for me, please?
Yeah, sure. This is all the stuff in the day that you need to eat, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Went the wrong way. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Let's try again. Yeah.
I think that was the only thing that got me.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this is if people are really weird with their diet. So, okay, let's say, for example, you've got someone who says, I want to just eat a protein meal. Okay, fine. Just eat your protein item, cross it off. So I want chicken and veg. All right. Cross off the protein item, add some veg. Right. Oh, I just want to eat some nuts. Okay. Find out how many grams you can have. Cross off the fat. So they could use the nuts. Say in a main meal, you've got protein, carbs, and fats. You could use the fat as, say, a snack, like a fat calorie snack, like a nut snack, for example.
Okay.
So they could do that. So if they just want to have nuts, because nuts obviously is 50%, mostly 50% fat, isn't it? So it's a fat, it's not protein, it's a fat item. So, and this is another thing that explains to people, peanut butter is not a source of protein, it's a fat thing, So if they want to have some peanut butter, for example, fine, that is a fat item. Cross it off your list if you want to have like a teaspoon of peanut butter or whatever. So they can do that. If they just want to have, if they don't want to track things or whatever else, they can just keep this with them. They'll obviously need to have the list of all the foods, but if they want to just pick one item from it and just have that, they can do that. Most people don't do this. I created this sheet because I did have a few people say, well, what if I want to have some nuts and it's not my snacks? And they're fine. Here's everything in the day that you can actually have. And if you want to have like just chicken and rice, okay, chicken, rice, you've got a fat item spare to have later on, like a handful of nuts or something later on. Or what if it's someone, I just want to have like chicken, avocado and veg. Okay, fine. Cross off the protein item, cross off the fat item for the avocado, and double up your carbs in your next meal, for example. So there's loads of flexibility there if they want to go that way.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if they wanted to say cut their carbs out because carbs are evil, well, fine. All the protein, all the fat, carbs, you can just bank those if you want to, or have like you can have one meal with carbs in and cut the other two out, for example. There's loads of ways they can do this. These are just the items and they can put them through the day as much as they want.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, makes sense.
All makes sense, yeah?
Yep.
Any other questions?
No.
Not right now, no.
Cool.
No,
Okay.
I think it looks awesome.
Yeah, it's clever. It's really good.
Yeah, it's been quite successful, and the thing is that everyone at the moment is all on apps. Oh, there's an app for this, there's an app for that. But what I found is a lot of people I work with, because they work with apps and stuff all the way through the day, they don't want to be tracking a lot of their food. They want to be just essentially told what to eat. They want to be given a diet plan, and there's the issue. They want you to give them a diet plan. They don't want to go on their app and go, oh, what's this macros, blah, blah, blah. Especially some of the people I work with, like run their own companies or whatever, they're like, I ain't got time for that. Just tell me how much I need to eat. Okay, fine. Here you are. Boom. And it works really well. Some people really love apps, and you're going to get that blend. And if they love apps, fine. There's the macros and calories. Easy. but it's something for everybody in here. You know, the key thing here is however they want to do their diet, you've got the answer for that, and it's only costing you £13 to £15.
Nice.
I'm just going to say it now. Where can I sign up?
Wow. I've got a link which I'll put in the chat for you in a second. Give me a second. I'll just grab the link for you. I have had one person sign up this morning, so there's obviously like four spots, and I haven't done that as a oh look, you know, it's the limited thing. We are actually limited to 5 people at the moment because of the time it takes to prepare and get set up for a new template. It takes, with 5 people, it takes about 7 days to get it all set up. So that's why I'm not taking on any more. In the future, might be more, but for now, I'm just limiting to 5 because we're still just sort of starting out as a sort of fledgling business. I'll put the link in the chat. Hopefully you can see that.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. So it's £99, and then once you sign up, it will direct you to a form. Now, don't worry if you haven't got all the stuff you need for that form. Unfortunately, the form doesn't save because it has to be done in one go. So there should be an email come into your inbox with the link to go back to the form. So if you need to come away and go back and do the form again, you can do that. And once you've got everything in there, we can start building the plan. But we won't start until we've got that form submitted with everything in it. And then obviously, if there's any queries, because sometimes I've had people come back with a lot of information in their sort of personal statements, and we've done it over 2 pages instead rather than 1. We're very flexible in that. We want to make it as good for you as we possibly can. So you're not limited to 23 pages because it's a digital product. So we can add another couple of pages if need be. Just be aware that's, you know, we're not going to add like another 30 pages. So just be aware of that.
Perfect.
Okay, everyone got that?
Yep.
Yeah, cheers, mate. It's good.
Great. If there's any questions, just either shoot me a DM or put it in the group. And like I said, if you join up today, we should get it done by, I would say, the end of next week. So you should be able to say to your clients, I've got this thing coming, who wants some of it? We'll give you each page as a PNG, so you can put it on your website, you can put it in your stories or whatever else. So you'll get every single page, like without obviously the diet plan in it. And I will give you a diet plan for you, so you get as a bonus. So once the type form is all set up, I'll send you that link and say, can you just fill in your details? And then we will build you personally a diet plan so you can see how it works for you.
See, I'd probably use that diet plan as well to make a little video for all of my clients to explain each of the pages as well. So I don't want to be explaining it to everybody. Does that make sense?
No,
so,
exactly.
Like,
I would definitely do that.
Done.
Yeah,
like you've done exactly the same thing. This is what you're going to do here, then this is what you're going to do there. Exactly like you've done essentially, but probably break it down into like mini segments so they're not watching a 45-minute video, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, most people I found when I've done this, they do pick it up quite quickly, and there are some specific questions. So you might want to break it down into how to build meal plans. You know, how to calculate so if you get stuck with the calories. So the meal plans in one thing, breakfast maybe in another, etc., etc. Just like 3-minute long videos, and then if they get a problem, you say, "Oh, just go to this video. It's this one. It's 3 minutes long." That works really well.
Perfect.
Cool. Okay, if there's no more questions, I'm going to sign off. Thanks for attending tonight, and I look forward to getting your templates and plans all ready up for you.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you. It was really good.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye, mate. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.